I'm Juanita, and I am the maker and knitter behind Woolly Bean. I am coming to you on March the 4th. I had to look at the calendar. Monday the 4th. It's later in the afternoon, and it's kind of quiet around the house. That's where I struggle with getting podcast out, is like with a family of 5. We have 3 kids. When my husband is home, it used to be he had to be home to watch the kids, and now it's just, that doesn't make a difference. The kids just make noise. So anyways, the neighbor's dogs are barking. That's going to pick up. I'm sure you're going to hear that, but it is what it is. And I just wanted to come and share some works in progress. I have no finished objects, but works in progress and some new yarn. So yeah. I was gonna say let's get started, but I should finish the introduction. On Instagram is where you can find me usually most active, and I post several times a week. Try to stay active in the stories, and that's where you'll find updates about my shop. And I haven't had a ton of my knitting shared on there because I've not been able to do a ton of knitting. 2 reasons. We moved to Louisiana a year ago, and it is not sweater weather down here, but we are moving back to Missouri, so I'll have more motivation for that reason. But also just, I don't know, I've been busy, and I used to feel that a certain kind of pressure to knit. I love it. I love knitting, but then I don't know, I'm a recovering perfectionist, and knitting would fall into that, where I would want to have like a perfect list of things that would meet my very practical needs. And then as we added kids to our family, like that list would grow and it would just become a stress. And now I just knit for the fun of it. So yeah. Woolly Bean on Instagram, jjdoucet on Ravelry, and that's pretty much it. Okay, let's get started. So first I want to share with you the make that I have been working on the most. I am knitting the Birch Pullover by Pam Allen, and it technically I haven't knit that many sweaters. I want to say 2. My Tecumseh, my Weekender, Nurtured. So I've knit 3 sweaters. I'm still learning fit. I'll see a picture. I want stuff to be like, I've fluctuated slightly in sizing or in my body size. Like I've fluctuated a tiny bit, and so with knits I want them to last. Like I want to be able to wear them whatever my size. So this fit is more of an oversized. I'll like post in a picture of what it's supposed to look like. This fit is supposed to be oversized, and this is on, you use 2 different size needles. I use Knitpicks. They're interchangeables. I got them when I first was learning to knit, and that's just what I still have. These are size 9s, and this is worsted weight, and I am using Simply, why is that on backwards? I'm using Simply Wool, also from Knitpicks, and this is the color Wilhelmina, 218 yards. And it's very rustic. If you've knit with their Wool of the Andes, I feel it's comparable, maybe slightly scratchier, but I'm not sensitive at all. Like if I'm wearing a sweater, I usually have a shirt on underneath, like at least a t-shirt. So the only spot on me I might think might be sensitive would maybe be like my chest area, but I've never had any issue. So I'm going with colors that are similar to what the original picture looks like. So I picked this brown, and then for the it's a contrast yoke, and this is Wanda, and it's pretty much, to me it just looks like an undyed bear skein. So those are my colors. So I cast on, I at the moment cannot remember what size I cast on. I want to say that I followed the same, yeah, I'm following the same ease as the model, like what it recommended. I think it's 10 inches of ease. And so I cast it on, and then I just got really worried because it is, if you look at the picture, it's like kind of almost tunic length, and it's got, I don't know if it's called a drop sleeve, but kind of like a lower set-in sleeve. It's very much a cozy vibe, very oversized, but I wanted it to be like that. But I also, like the model in the picture, I think it was like 5'10". I am 5'3 3/4". So I didn't want to look silly. I wanted it to have that vibe, but then still like complement my frame. So I'm just going like, so I knit it, and I got, it says to like from the hem up to knit 15 inches. And so I decided that I'm going to just do it a little bit shorter. So I had realized that when I was like at 13, and I was like, okay, I'll stop. And then I just second guessed everything, and I started freaking out, and I was looking at all the projects on Ravelry, at the pictures of other ones that people have knitted, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be too big. It's going to be too big, and it's going to look ridiculous, and I'll just have wasted, you know, that extra yarn. And so I frogged the whole thing, and then kept doing research. I cast on the size down, and I knit to like about this far in it, and then I decided that I like started looking at pictures again of it, and I was like, you know what, no, the first time I had it right. I need 10 inches of positive ease. Like, so sorry, quick little interruption. So I frogged it again, second time, and then recast on the original size that I had gone with, and now I am, I don't know, like 9-10 inches into it. So it's going to be so cozy. It's going to be so good. I'm honestly really nervous about, I always struggled with winters. Like originally, here's some backstory. Like as a little girl, I was raised in Florida. So from a baby till I was 12, and then we moved to Arkansas. And I didn't ever struggle with winter, like winter blues, until I feel like it's after I had kids. And I don't know if it's from being home with them all the time, or, I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened since I had kids. Like I never had anxiety before I had kids, but I really struggled, like especially around February and March, like when it's like, okay, like winter, you're taking forever. Where is spring at? And you'll have like those teaser days, and but just almost like it feels like a heaviness that like will sit on me just from, I feel like there's almost not enough sun, or not enough, which then somehow leads into not feeling like there's enough air with winter. I don't know. It's the cold. I don't like it to be cold. I don't, but it's not, I've noticed the difference, like when it'll be warm out, but then it's cloudy, and I sometimes look at that same kind of thing. So I have loved the winter down here in Louisiana. We're in like really southern Louisiana, and it's very mild, like so ridiculously mild. I mean, I'm sure it's like even nicer in California and then nicer in Florida, but we've been so homesick. Like we have just missed Arkansas, and we needed to find somewhere that wanted somewhere close to where we were used to, but then we needed to find somewhere that had jobs. And so Springfield, Missouri is like 2 hours north of where we had lived before, and we thought, you know, we'd visit there a lot for shopping and stuff. It's a bigger city, and it felt like a good fit. So that's where we're going. I am nervous about the winters. I'm nervous about the weather. Down here, you know, it's weird. Okay. It's like people, you think, like, especially this year or last year, this area got so many hurricanes, and some areas were hit very bad, like way west of us, especially like they got it over there, like Lake Charles. But it's like, so there's like a hurricane watch, and we had to like decide whether or not to like leave or not, deserting different ones. And once we realized like it was going to go pretty far west of us, we stayed. And the storm that we got was like just a lot of heavy rain, and these spring, just regular old spring thunderstorms in Arkansas, they get so severe, like hail and constant tornado warnings. Like we were always having to go in our basement, and where the wind is like moving the trees, and like just so much like severe, like you hear, but this guy is so angry, and it's been so mild down here. So it's like not just the winter, but like I mean, unless you get hit with a big hurricane, like that's just my experience from one winter. I'm sure it's not how it is all the time, but I'm like, there's like unless you get hit by a big hurricane, the weather is so mild in general, except for the summers. Like the humidity makes a big difference. But I don't mind it being hot. I love the heat. So I'm nervous about that. Anyways, but I'm excited to have, like, I finished my Tecumseh finally, and I never got a chance to wear it here. Anyways, so I'm looking forward. I love winter clothes. I love the layering and that. So my Birch Pullover will hopefully be done by next winter, and I will have something really cozy to pull on over. And yeah, that's it for this one. I had like 1 or 2 skeins of this that I just randomly bought because I wanted to try this yarn, and then I liked the color enough, and then I decided on it for that sweater, and so I ordered just a couple more. So you know what, I don't know about dye lots, like if that's going to make a difference in this, because it's kind of like a marled, not a marl, like a heather. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but we'll see. I'm excited for that one. Okay. The next one I'm stuck on. I haven't gotten any farther, so keep it in my little petal pouch. I finally made myself one. This is like an old fabric that I think I have like enough to make 1 large project bag left, and like hoarding it just to, in case I want a large one too, but I made myself a petal and I love it. I haven't made myself one of the new sock, I was in the process of it. One of the new sock project bag size, like I haven't finished this, but the petal is where I've got my socks in it. So I don't remember the maker name, but she had started, I'll put it on the screen. She had started a knit along for Summer Lee Knits patterns, but like just a basic, I want to say it was January, just like a basic sock. And so I was in the middle, oh, did I not bring that in? I was in the middle of knitting a different sock, the same designer, Summer Lee Knits. I was knitting her Thicksgiving socks, and so I don't know if I showed this one like in progress on the last podcast or not, but I used Knitpicks Stroll Tweed doubled up, and for the body, and then Knitpicks Stroll Tweed. I can't remember what these colors are. I'm the podcaster that doesn't write anything down beforehand. So I give you no details. You just gotta watch. I'm sorry. I always think I'm gonna get better at this, but I always do these on the fly. I'm like, you know what? I got dressed and I have makeup on today, and it's relatively quiet. Like, let's go. Where's my knits? Anyways, I'll put in the description box below the details on where you can find the pattern, the designer, and the details on my yarn. I'm sorry I don't have that one here on the screen, or I don't have them out of my mouth. Maybe I'll have them on the screen. Anyway, so I knit one, and I was excited to start the second one, but then I saw this knit along for a basic sock, and I didn't know technically if the ribbed one counted. I want to say too, with this pattern, you have several options of how you can do it, which is really fun. So and this fit is so good. I did not do the heel that she recommended. I went with the fish lips kiss heel. I never get that right, but that heel. And the fit is really good. Very cozy. I'm excited to have these for next winter. My preference, honestly, is thicker socks. Like, I kind of always have to wear a bigger boot anyways because I have wide feet. And so I don't like to have a nice thick sock for winter. But for that knit along, I had two. So these are on ones. And I decided, because I was using up scraps, I had just some leftover, like a knitting friend had given me some leftovers of hers a couple years ago. And this is Knitpicks Stroll Tweed, and the it's like an icy blue, I'm sure you can see. And so she just gave me like a few little leftover balls, like just little leftovers, so that I could use them for like toes or little things. And because I was like starting out and I didn't have a lot of fingering at the time, like I had only been knitting like baby hats or things with worsted, heavier weight, and so she gave me like what she had left over of scrapped kind of fingering weight. And so I was like, you know what, I want to knit some color block socks. So I don't think I have. Oh, I have one up there. I'll jump up and grab it. So I knit them two at a time so that I could see exactly to make sure that they would match. So I've got the icy blue, and then I started with the gray, and then I am following the pattern for the heel. It's Summerly Knits, her So Basic sock, and it's free. So, and it's so nice. The instructions are incredibly thorough, and it's a perfect beginner sock because she explains everything in the beginning of it, like in the first several pages of the pattern, and it's free. It's so nice, because sometimes it's, you know, you're like, do I want to jump into something, and then you pay for it and you don't ever really make it. I don't know. So I'm doing the heel that's in the pattern. However, I got distracted, and because this is my first time doing this type of heel, I'm having to stick very close to like keep the pattern by me and, you know, follow along. And it's not mindless knitting, and so I haven't picked these back up because I like put them down and then I picked it back up and spent like 5 minutes figuring out where I was at in the pattern, and then like did this little part on the heel, and then I haven't caught up on this one. So anyways, it's not like, you know, where I'm at on the pullover where it's just stocking knit. Like if I sit down in front of the TV or I'm doing something with the kids and like Felix is doing school, I can grab my pullover and just knit and not have to think about what I'm doing. I don't know this heel, so I have to think about it, and so I can't just pick it up right now. And so because of that, they're just sitting there and not getting done. But the third color, oh, that's what I was gonna grab. I got it. Don't look at my mess, guys. Just sitting in my sewing room. I started packing, and so I can't sit anywhere I normally would, like in my bedroom where there's just boxes everywhere. Anyways, it was attacked by a cat. So it's not even. But this is also Stroll Tweed Knitpicks, and this is like the darker gray that they have. So I am going to, after I get just a little bit past the heel, you know, part of the sock, then the toe part will be the darker gray. I think that's what my plan is. If I start it and it doesn't look great, then I won't. I'll just keep going with the light gray and it'll be what it is. But that was my idea when I laid out the colors. I was like, that's because my other thought was they're really light, and so I almost feel like I need like a speckled white. But is a white knit sock ever a good idea? I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm going to run through the dirt with them. That's it. That's all my socks. That's all my works in progress. So I'm gonna come back with my yarn that I've gotten recently. Okay, so I bought a few skeins. I think I'm missing one of them. I bought some yarn from Autumn and Indigo Fibers, which again, this one got attacked by a cat. I don't leave my yarn out, but we recently got a kitten. His name is Lewis, and like our older cat, she's not super old, she's like 5, Sushi, she doesn't, like if I leave yarn out, she'll get into it. When we moved into an apartment just briefly, when we first moved to Louisiana, I had tried to put my yarn like on a shelf, like visibly open, and she was getting into that, and that was like gave me a few like almost heart attacks. I like set this down, and like, I mean, this is a Surrey silk, right? I think so. Yeah, it's very, very soft. I see why you would want to get it, but I like left the room. I had them like set up on a shelf, left the room, and then come back, and he's like on the ground attacking it. So I saved it a little bit. I didn't. Anyways, I feel like there was 4 in the package, but I only have 3 right here. I started to pull my, let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. I found it. Okay, so I bought, Autumn and Indigo had like in their sales section some mystery bundles, and it was like, I don't remember, a percentage off of a mystery bundle, and it was just like 4 randomly chosen skeins that either were like the last of their dye lot, or not the last of that color that they had, or I can't remember. But I thought it was neat because it, like, the price was good, and honestly, like the colors that they pick, I don't know if it's just her, but the colors with her with her yarn, I like all of them, and I wasn't like wanting to buy just yarn for a specific project at the time. I just wanted to, you notice, I'm sure on here, like a lot of the yarn I use is Knitpicks, and that's for a reason. It is budget friendly, and I like, there's not all their yarn have I tried, but what I have, there's certain ones like I love, obviously, the Stroll Tweed, the Simply Wool, what I featured today, but I just want to try something new. So I figured the mystery bundle was a good way, and so I got 4 skeins came in that little thing, which made me really happy. And look how pretty. Excuse the ugly one. Oh, it's so soft. So this one is Surrey silk, like I said already, 74% baby Surrey alpaca, 26% silk, 328 yards, and the colorway is called Dusk. I have knit with mohair. I've never used alpaca. I have some in my stash, but I just haven't knit with it yet. So I have no idea what I'll do with this yet, but it makes me very excited. So beautiful. And then I have, let's see, I think, yeah, I have 2 classic DK. So it's 100% superwash merino wool, 231 yards. This color is called Fog, which is the prettiest, like, gray cream neutral. It's just, I don't know, I can't tell if it's accurate or not, or what it's showing you, but it's like cream with like a fog color. It looks like what it says. So that one, and then this one's called Old World. So I love DK. I have a few DK projects that I've done, so those will be nice. And then this one is Classic Sock, and the color is Cayenne. $75.25. I just ordered some yarn from her because she was having 20% off sale. And so I picked out a project because I thought, okay, I've been, like, you'll see, I have a lot of like just random skeins. But I wanted something where like, okay, I need to, if I'm going to spend more money, then I wanted to support her as a small business owner. She mentioned like in a post like about having some trouble with last year, like the pandemic affecting like, I can't remember if it was like supply or something. And so I just wanted to support her. So I looked at the what she had on there, and I decided on I wanted to do a sweater, so I was going to buy a sweater quantities worth, and then I picked out a sweater, and then picked out, just went with her classic socks. So it'll be this, just like this, but the color is like the prettiest. What color did I pick? Oh, it's called Summer Gold. So it's a really autumnal, I don't know if that's how you say it, but you know, autumny color. And I think it's supposed to be here Monday, so I'm really excited. I'm sure I'll post pictures on Instagram. But anyways, these are the 4 that I got from her little shop. And then I have done a few maker trades. I have another one coming, which I'm also excited about. I did a trade with someone that was like destashing a sweater quantity of yarn, and then I was just like, well, I mean, it can't hurt to ask. So I was just like, do you want some bags? Would you like bags? And so she said yes, and so I got that, like, that's going to be coming soon, which the mail is slow, but it's fine. But I traded with a couple other makers, so like I think it's nice because they can then, I don't know, test, but see like the quality of my bags, the function of them, and then I get to see their yarns. And because, like, I mean, some skeins are pretty, right? But really it's like when you're knitting with them that you like learn about what you like with certain places. I don't know. But anyway, so this is, okay, these are from the Kinetic Knitter. Kara, I believe. I got 2 skeins from her. This is the one she wound up like put together. This one I had to do all over again because the cat attacked it. So this one is called Sea Change, and it's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 2-ply, 400 yards. And I thought it was just like a really pretty, you know, like a sea color. And as you can tell from like what I usually have, I'm not like, the most speckle you're gonna see is when I knit with something tweed, you know. So this is way outside my comfort zone, but I like the colors in it. I have no idea what I will knit this. The kids are being loud. I'm sorry. I hope they're not too, like, I hope it's not. Anyways, this one is called Birch Tree, and it has kind of a foggy gray, light gray with the dark charcoaly chunks, and then some like rust, and then like some faded. Oh my gosh, my son, hold on. Noises that kids will just make for no reason. This base that this is called Twisted Sock and So Twisted. I'm not sure. Oh, so this is 80/20 and this is 75/25. 400 yards, 463. I don't know. I'm gonna use it for socks, like either socks or like maybe in a shawl where I want it to kind of, like if I'm knitting, or this, like maybe in like a, oh, what's that called? Brioche, where this would only kind of be shown like through a little bit, maybe. But I'm not like for my knits, what I want, what I'm wearing, I like solids. So this was just something kind of to try. I don't know how to do that. This is why I'm a bag maker, not a yarn dyer. Though I had a dream that I also started dyeing yarn. And it was wonderful dream, except I made like this mess and was freaking out over buying the right kind of pans. Okay, so let me show you the last one that I got. And I just recently put a picture of this on Instagram. I did a little trade with, hold on, my husband needs. Okay, so Colleen from Little Lionhead Knits, she sent these over to me, and I told the same thing, like I loved this experience of this mystery bundle, and then like obviously I had expected like something to come that I wouldn't have loved. I love all these, like I would have picked these colors. This is not something I would knit a garment out of, like I don't know, it's just not a color that I'd wear, but I would with this, and I don't know, I think something small like these will be fun. And so I asked her, will you just pick just yarn for me? Like just anything, like anything she would pick. I loved anything I saw in her shop. And so she picked these three, and I love them so much. So obviously I love tweeds, right? Like, so she sent me just this neutral, and it's called Chai Tea Latte. It's an 85-15. Yeah, superwash BFL and 15% Donegal little knits. 438 yards. And it's just lovely. And then this is the same, so Chai Tea Latte, 70% ultrafine kid mohair and 30% silk. It's lace weight, 459 yards, 50 grams. So, I mean, that's like if I knit that together, like a hat or something, I don't know if that color would look good next to my skin. That's exciting, like so pretty. And then this is so deep and rich. It's called Fawn, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and 437 yards, fingering weight. And it is just, I think it's coming through a little bit bright on there. Maybe it just is. I don't know. But I love it. It's so pretty. So, I have no idea. A bunch of all these random skeins. No idea what I'm going to make with any of them. But very excited to have, because these are, like, the majority of this is fingering weight. I don't have a lot of that in my stash. Like, all I have in my stash of fingering weight really is a lot of Stroll tweed when they had a sale, and I got a bunch of different colors so I could make socks. So this was like a way for me to, because I've been picking out some color work patterns, or, I mean, I don't know that these would be for that, but picked out different patterns where it's like I would need occasionally to like grab a skein. Like, do I have a random color that would go well with this project? And this kind of fills that need a little bit. So anyways, I just like yarn, whatever, guys. I think that's it. I think that's all. It's 5 o'clock here. Gotta figure out some dinner. And I know this is probably, I don't know, it's early March, so we're going to be moving at the end of this month, and then I can't say for 100%, honestly, I don't ever know, but I'm going to try to get one recorded in April. I don't know how much knitting time I'm going to have between now and then, so if I don't have progress on anything, then I may not record one, but I'll be back soon, definitely by summer, and I'll show the sweater quantities that are coming with you then, for sure. If I haven't started on them, but then I'll share them anyways, because they'll be a WIP. But thank you for if you're still watching this, thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit, letting me talk about yarn and knits and all those kind of things. So hope you're well, hope you're happy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.